Happy Earth Day, everyone. Today's Earth Day 2020, April 22nd, 2020. And, since we're all in quarantine and we have nothing else to do, I thought it would be fun if today's video was ranking the top 10 environmentally unfriendly Harry Potter spells. Because, most of these spells are useful in some way, but, they don't have a good effect on the environment. So, wizards, if you're watching this, and by wizards, I mean literally everyone who wishes they could be a wizard, do not use these spells too much, or you could make a worse greenhouse effect than the muggles. Alright, let's get into the list. Oh, and I am getting these spells because I cannot remember every single Harry Potter spell, unfortunately, off the top of my head. I am getting these spells from what looks like an MTV website. Every Harry Potter spell that's ranked. So it might miss some, and if you just correct me if I'm wrong on any of these in the comments, just feel free to correct me. I do it all the time to other people, so you can do it to me. Give you my permission. Number 10, meteorologists, something like that. I don't know, but in a sense, so essentially this spell just changes the weather, which can have some negative effects on the weather that it's changing, such as like if it's really cold in like where you live, and you're like, you know what, I feel like it should be warmer, then that might warm stuff up. Or if you just want it snowing in your bedroom, like everyone here down in Texas does, it's also it might have negative effects in your bedroom, because then you're gonna have to sweep that up. But also, it literally changes the weather. Global warming is weather changing extreme, so this is weather changing, but smaller version of that. So I mean, this is definitely gonna do some permanent. This is definitely gonna have some permanent changes to the environment. So try not to use this as much unless you're playing Hogwarts Mystery. Okay, next on number 9 is DePrimo, or DePrime, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with DePrimo. Anyway, so this spell creates just a downward pressure. Seems innocent, right? Well, no, it's not, because it can change the environment, and it can make things like, I guess, it could either break, or it could break mountains, or it looks like it can break rocks. I don't know. I haven't learned the spell yet in Hogwarts Mystery, but it looks like it can break rocks, maybe even bigger rocks like mountains, or it could also compact like magma and other stuff and sediments and stuff, and create new rock, which can be good, and sometimes is good and sometimes isn't good. But like if it could also, if you want to create a downward pressure, just to be quick on wood and get that could happen. Let's say you're out there in the forest trying to go get some wand wood. You use DePrimo to knock the tree down quickly. Yeah, well, that's gonna release some unused CO2 into the air, and since there's not a new tree there, well, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be extra CO2 for either the air to just have laying there, or for other trees to absorb, which is unlikely considering that was from another tree. So unless you plant another tree there, it doesn't really make sense. DePrimo, yeah, it can have some negative effects on the environment if you use it incorrectly, but it doesn't always do that. It can also do some other stuff, like, well, I guess break rocks. I don't know. I still don't know what this is. Number 8 is Incendio, the fire spell. Okay, there's a lot that this could do. It could release smoke into the air, which is bad for breathing. It lessens the air quality. Um, and if just fire, it can only it can do good things if you use it correctly. Incendio, yeah, same thing. But it can also do bad things if you don't use it correctly, like if you use Incendio on, say, coal or chopped up wood again, or stuff like that. See, that's whenever the chopped up wood or the coal releases the greenhouse gases, which can thin the ozone layer of the Earth, which lets in more harmful UV radiation. Oh, and in case you didn't know, UV stands for ultraviolet. And also, fun fact: ultraviolet light is the light right above visible light. So it goes. I'm gonna just do a simple version of the science or waves or whatever. So for the visible light, it's the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Right. So then right above violet is ultraviolet, and below red is another fun fact that you probably heard of. Right below red is infrared rays. So that's pretty cool. But Incendio, right? Incendio, use it responsibly. Use all of these spells responsibly. The number 7 spell is Reducto. See, this one is like, because it literally turns everything it hits into dust. If the effects from Infinity War on Endgame weren't bad enough. Oh, do you want a reminder of what that was? Here, I'll just put a picture of that up real quick. To your left, you'll see New York pre-snap with the cleanest air you've ever seen. To the right, you see New York post-snap 5 years later with what the dust did to the air. All that is now, that's actually a true fact, that if that much dust were to occur, then, well, that would actually happen. So, therefore, Reducio is not a good spell to use too often, Jenny. I mean, it is a good spell in case you need to, like, turn some things to dust. But I mean, who wants to be dusting all their lives? Who wants to be cleaning all their lives? Seriously. Just, really, there's not that many things to do this for unless you're in a wizarding war like the actual Harry Potter characters. I could not find a picture for this one, so I had to use the icon that's on this Adobe Spark program. Anyway, so number 6 is Expulso. Because, well, whatever you're exploding, it's gonna explode. And it's going to leave apart little parts, which could find its way into. Well, it depends on what you're exploding. Like if you're exploding, what do you need? What would you need this spell for? If your answer was for fun, well then yeah, you're harming the environment. See, because if your answer was for fun, you're definitely exploding something that no one else would explode, which definitely. Well, almost definitely. Like, if you're, what would you need to explode? I'm just trying to think. Like, mining. Like, mining for coal. If you're trying to explode, or, like, TNT or whatever, the coal out of the ground, that would have a really negative effect on the environment. Of course, that would only apply to wizards, like, from the 1800s. So, yeah, this spell, when used incorrectly, again, ruins the Earth's atmosphere. In the number 5 spot, Confringo. This spell literally explodes objects into flames. This spell is a little bit different from the last one in that instead of just exploding, it explodes it into flames, which makes it a little worse than just exploding because, as I said before, fire can have negative impacts on the air quality and the ozone layer if you burn the wrong things. So exploding, kind of different to not mess up. It's exploding. The charm, Confringo is exploding things into flames, and exploding things into flames can lead Well, this is basically the wizard's bomb, if you think about it. So yeah, that's not really a good thing. Just I'm not even gonna tell you why that's not a good thing. You should just know what a Wizarding World version of a bomb would never be a good idea. Alright, number 4 is one that I actually had to practice about 10 times to figure out how to say right. Medial Jinx Recantado. I think I'm saying it right, but I'm probably not. Anyway, so this spell is the reverse of the Medial Jinx I said earlier. And instead of changing the weather, it unchanges the weather. It changes the weather back, which means that if the atmosphere in your bedroom has gotten used to all of the snowfall that we know you've already tried, if you would have already had tried if you were a wizard, then it could have to rearrange itself or like adapt again. The atmosphere would have to adapt again to the changes back in the weather. And so you see where I'm going with this? It's not really a safe idea to change the weather more than it should be changed. It really should only be changed on its own. Like, I don't know why these spells exist, honestly. Some of them are made to change are made to let the environment go go unstable. So yeah, this charm is a little what's the word I'm looking for? Probably unfriendly. This charm is a little unfriendly. Alright, on to number 3. Number 3 is Habesco, which makes objects literally vanish. So this is in a way a key cause of wizarding lack of biodiversity. Backfired Evanesco spells from Hogwarts students. I mean, this makes sense, right? Lack of biodiversity in areas over there where Hogwarts is. Backfired Evanesco spells. I mean, because these wizards are just learning how to do this, and kind of hard. So this makes sense. This is a spell that causes anything to vanish, making animals they accidentally hit with it vanish, and that can have a change on the ecosystem around them. So it's basically like taking one animal out of the food chain. See, this makes sense. This actually makes sense. The vanishing of animals, or backfired evanescos. This is just like that. You can't really, that. Number 2, the Killing Curse of Abacadabra. Okay, so this one makes sense, right? Again, it could be backfired and hit some like essential species to an environment. Like here in the forest, on this picture you can see right now, where Voldemort is killing Harry. Well, in an alternate universe, there's a version of this scene where Voldemort accidentally missed and hit a centaur or something, and so now it's a key contributor. It's another thing where it's lack of biodiversity. See, these spells that I'm listing right here, they are bad for the environment because of what they're made to do. Like this one, killing. Like, why would you need this curse at all? Why is this even a thing? Like, why is this a thing? This is just a short. This is like the overpowered Harry Potter spell. It doesn't even make sense. Like, there's nothing that can block it, not even Protego. Are you serious? So what? Harry is the only person who's ever survived this thing. Ever. So, come on. That's obviously something that is going to change the environment if it backfires. We have finally arrived at number 1, the Fiendfire Curse. This curse, to put it simply, makes cursed fire, which is even worse than Incendio because it's a curse, and it's a double curse because it curses the air with pollutants, and all this stuff can change the atmosphere, thin the ozone layer, let more UV in. It's just not safe. What can we do to help these spells from global contributing to global warming and things like that? Well, since they aren't actually real, sadly, uh, we don't have to worry about that. So that's something. But these are in the Wizarding world eventually going to come up as a problem. Just even if it's never in spoken in the actual canon world, it's going to be a problem with the Muggles. So that. Happy Earth Day, everyone! And I know it's late. I'm sorry. I'm recording right now, and it's 10:18, so it's probably gonna go up. This is probably gonna go up around 10:30 or so. So I know it's late. And Happy Earth Day, though, or hope you had a Happy Earth Day. Um, you can watch another video by clicking somewhere on the screen. I always do it in the corner, so click the one of three corners to watch another video, and click the other corner to subscribe to my channel. Leave a like and comment down below. Well, what you think we can do to save the Earth from all of this pollution and stuff. See you later.